Ashwagandha is a popular herb in Ayurvedic medicine that has been used to promote overall well-being for thousands of years. In fact, it's known as the Indian Ginseng and has been gaining lots of traction even outside of India. It's reported to have a wide range of benefits, including better sleep and improved memory. It's also used in the treatment of anxiety and stress, and some of it to help with athletic performance, and even in the treatment of menopausal symptoms. But is there any scientific evidence to back up its traditional uses? Well, I did some digging into the literature and actually came away pretty impressed by the evidence there is. So in this video, I'll tell you the benefits of ashwagandha that have the strongest evidence behind them, and in the end of the video, I'll go over its safety profile and we'll discuss everything you need to know before incorporating ashwagandha into your health routine. Hi, I'm Rushal from Malika Industries. My family has been in the spices and herb market for the last 150 years. We're based out of Khali Bawali, Delhi, which is the biggest spice market in Asia. So in this video, I will discuss the most up-to-date and evidence-based formations on the topics of ashwagandha and health. Let's get into it. First, one of the most studied uses of ashwagandha is its effect on stress and anxiety. There has been a recent systematic review and meta-analysis of 29 trials published in the May of 2022 that noted a significant effect on anxiety and found it to be effective as measured by the Hamilton Anxiety Rating Scale, which is a psychological questionnaire often used to rate the severity of a person's anxiety, but the trials were limited by a small sample size. Another study I want to highlight is a double-blind randomized placebo-controlled clinical trial published in 2019 that looked at adaptogenic and anxiolytical effects of the ashwagandha root extract. This study not only looked at the overall perceived stress anxiety levels, but also a participant's serum cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone that can lead to elevated sugars, weight gain, and depression. This study found a significant reduction in stress levels as well as a decrease in serum cortisol levels. Was even at the lower doses of 250 milligrams per day, there was a statistically significant reduction in stress levels and improvement of serum cortisol levels, as well as an improvement of sleep quality. One thing to note is that this study also looked at the response to two different doses of ashwagandha and compared the standard dose of 600 milligrams a day to a lower dose of 250 milligrams a day. However, the improvement in anxiety was only seen in the group taking the higher dose of ashwagandha of 600 milligrams per day. These results were impressive, but the sample size was pretty small at 60 people, and the study duration was only 8 weeks long. So pretty difficult to extrapolate these findings to a large population. And it's unclear if the results would change with a longer follow-up now and increased stress and anxiety, often leading to poor sleep and insomnia. It's not surprising that ashwagandha has been used to improve sleep. There was a meta-analysis of 5 randomized controlled trials containing 400 participants published in 2021 that noted ashwagandha extract does show a beneficial effect on improving sleep in adults. So only 2 of the studies used the self-reported questionnaires and also lab-based polysomnography, which is the test that adds a little bit more objective data to the quality of sleep. Another side note is that there was hardly any data on the effects of ashwagandha on the elderly. So it's tough to extrapolate these effects in the population. Now, when it comes to memory and cognition, the evidence is not just as strong, but it also includes a prospective randomized double-blind study conducted in 50 adults to show that 8 weeks of ashwagandha treatment demonstrated a significant improvement in both immediate and general memory. And it also showed a general improvement in executive function sustained attention and information processing speed in adults with mild cognitive impairment. And a follow-up systematic review of 5 clinical studies noted early clinical evidence support cognitive benefits. However, the study was limited by a heterogeneous population that included adults with mild cognitive impairment. Another area of research focused on the effects of ashwagandha on physical performance, and the initial data is pretty promising. A recent double-blind randomized placebo-controlled trial published in 2021 looked at 50 athletic adults, with half of them randomized to receiving 300 milligrams of ashwagandha twice a day for 8 weeks. The group that received the ashwagandha showed an improvement in VO2 max and a marker of cardiorespiratory fitness, as well as an improvement in recovery. Another study looked specifically in muscle strength and recovery and looked at 57 adults, with half of them randomized to supplementation with ashwagandha, with the other one randomized to a placebo. And after 8 weeks of resistance training, the group that took ashwagandha had significantly greater increase in muscle strength and size. The ashwagandha group also had significantly greater reduction of exercise-induced muscle damage, as indicated by the stabilization of serum creatine, as well as a greater decrease in body fat percentage. Some people promote using ashwagandha in the treatment of perimenopausal symptoms, and a recent randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study published in 2021 looked at 100 women and found that taking 300 milligrams of ashwagandha twice a day was associated with improvements in high flashes, night sweats, anxiety, as well as with improvement of your genital symptoms compared to the placebo group treated with ashwagandha. Also showed a statistically significant increase in estradiol levels, which may explain why it helps with menopausal symptoms, as menopause is the time when we see estradiol levels decline to progressive impairment. Finally, when it comes to the safety, none of these studies have found any adverse events, but most of the studies had a pretty small sample size and a short follow-up window. There was a study published in 2021 that looked specifically at the safety and tolerability of ashwagandha in 80 participants and found that administration of ashwagandha up to 300 milligrams twice a day for 8 weeks did not show any adverse effects, specifically when it came to hematological and biochemical parameters. They did not find any abnormalities in the subject's liver or thyroid function. The best thing to do is to talk to your doctor before using ashwagandha, especially if you're taking prescription medication or other supplements, as it will be important to track any side effects on the liver and keep track of any drugs interacting with other medication. I hope this review was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. We are now exporting ashwagandha and 9 different herbal powders to 13 different countries, and our recent shipment has gone to Australia, in which it will be available in Perth, Sydney, and Melbourne, and it will soon be coming to Adelaide. I'm Rushil from Melka Industries, and I'll see you soon.